they probably got a quieter setting too.
Okay. First, let me thank you for coming on North Media. Never Outside Ranking Hate. Your story will be the first to launch on this platform for moms and mothers. So let's start with introducing yourself.
Hi, I'm Shawana Edmonds. I'm the mother of Donovan Thomas. He was unalive on January 10th, 2015. And I met Andrea. She reached out probably a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. But me, I just kind of sitting at home and went to my phone. And I saw her message and I reached out and here I am.
So your son, Donovan Thomas, a.k.a. N.O.R.T.H,
yes,
okay, was a huge part of the YSL Trial.
Yes,
tell us a little about that. Talk about that.
Well, to be honest, it's not difficult to talk about, but it was a trial. It's a moment in my history. Something I would never forget. Unbelievable how it turned out, but you know what? I just think it's all in God's plan. We're glad it's over. I'm now finding a little closure. I'm still in peace a little, but I'm still going through the process of how things happen. Still not understanding the reason why the verdict was. The verdict came out to what it was, but you know what? Like I said, it's all in God's plan.
And if anything I mentioned or asked you don't want to talk about, just say. It was mentioned in the trial that he was a part of the gang. Is that true?
True. And I can say, speaking of gang, I can hear all this stuff that the hype came with the social media, people not knowing who my child was. But you know, he's part of the gang. Gang can come from many perspectives. As me learning the child that I raised and who I brought into this world, he wasn't a gangbanger. Gang can be organized crime, and when people say gang, you have to kind of understand gang can come from different perspectives. And he was the type of person, he joined the gang, but not to go out there and unalive people or do anything bad to people. It's all about bringing unity to his community and making sure that, you know, his people kind of got ahead. So, from me losing him, I understood the different types of gangs that was out there and what he meant when he joined the gang and what he was trying to do when he joined the gang.
So, it was January 10th, 2015, correct?
Yeah.
I know that was the worst day of your life. On that day, you were inducted not willingly into a network that I myself have been a part of for, it'll be 20 years for me, and next month on the 15th. So on that day, tell us, what were you doing? Was it a normal day? How did you find out?
It was a normal day. I was at my flea market. I had my own thrift store, and my baby called me, and we was talking that day. It's probably been about, he didn't really remember the exact time, but I know it was that day. He called me, we were just having a casual conversation. He was a little different. He was with a friend, you know, he was with some friends, and he was just talking. I normally talk, Mom, how you doing? I love you, what's your name? You know, just a normal. I can't go back verbatim what the conversation was about, but I know I did talk. We did talk like we normally do every day, all day, about what was next, what we were doing when he got home, or when I got home. He had his own space, but he came to my house.
Sounds like
yeah, we had a very close relationship with my baby, so that day was just a normal day. And no one could have ever told me that I would have gotten that phone call saying that my baby had been shot.
It sounds so familiar. It sounds so familiar because same with me. Me and my son were very close, and it was just a normal day.
Unbreakable bond that we had. It was like we were almost like brothers and sisters. Because when people say, because I've never been married, my children, he has an older brother, and he has always been the center of my life. That's what my attention always lied on. And people say have pillow talk. Me and Donovan had pillow talk.
Yep.
Up until he's on the line, my baby, I could come home, he and my baby. and we're talking about just everyday life, what's going on. And so we pillow talk, and we had conversations daily about, get emotional, but yeah, we had conversations daily about just life. And him loving on me, and I'm loving on him, and that's what I miss.
And that is, that's the thing I miss the most too, is just the conversations with my son.
Yes.
I just feel like my son loved me more than anybody on this earth.
Oh, you saying what and I know it's no person that we would love more than God, and I don't put no man, woman, or child before God.
Right.
But my children was that next person that I was, and then God first gave my kids.
Exactly.
So that's where that's what my hurt comes. Listen to him, just the conversations, the phone calls, the birthdays, the holidays.
Do you have anything that have recordings of his voice or voicemails or anything like that?
His dad does, but I lost all mine. His phone. I had access to his phone, and during his unaliving, maybe 2 years, I left the phone on top of my car. And I went back and I realized the retreat was something I had rolled over. But I'm in the process of now, I think they may release his phone to me from the court. So hopefully they give me that phone and I'll have a little some more connection with him. Besides pictures. But I do remember his dad's wife said that his dad still have a recording on his phone, his voice. And I do have some pictures of this rapper he was involved with. He has his voices. I have videos. I do have videos and messages through social media that people have shared with me. I do.
That's good.
Yes.
Did you play any part at all in the investigation process of your son?
Oh, yes. Anything I could find out or tell or whatever happened, anything that was coming to me, I was, whatever I could do, I was definitely, any question they asked, I was there to give feedback.
Right. So what was your experience with the judicial system, Fulton County DA Office?
To be honest, I heard a lot. 10 years, my baby was unalive January 10th, 2015. Paul Howard was his term.
Okay.
Not Miss Woods.
Right.
Not Madam DA Woods. So everybody have their opinion about Penn and her team, but my opinion is I think they did a good job. Based on the point where they got me, because I waited 10 years for this. It was in Paul Howard's office up until Fanny got in office, and she brought me in and said, we're going to try to bring you a little closure with your son's case. And I guess, I don't know, she didn't give me the ins out on the investigation, but I know he was a part of the investigation, what was going on, and he was included in the process of getting some closure with that, because like I said, I had been in Paul Howard office since 2015.
You said you hadn't been?
I had been waiting since 2015. He was just waiting. He was calling every day, all day, with just questions and answers, and everything was still being investigated. It was always everything was still being investigated.
So what was he saying? What was Paul Howard saying?
They had people. He really can't tell us anything. Yeah, everything's basically confidential, so I can't really go but speak on what was said or how things were said. But we were in contact with detectives and his team during that process, and they were just gathering information. They were just gathering information. They had leads that were going on, but of course COVID came. Now COVID set us back during the process because I think 2020 COVID was 2020 everything stood still for 3 years.
Right.
So when the elections start back up, everybody start back voting. And I just Paul Howard lost the election. And went to Madam DA Fanny, and that's when we started reaching back out from the DA's office. Because they had to bring their own investigation team in. So everything kind of got thrown behind me because they couldn't use the evidence that Paul Howard originally had. So they had to bring their own investigation team in to try to go back. So everything then became cold, circumstantial.
So basically, what you're saying is once Paul Howard was out, they basically started the investigation all over?
Right, because it became the RICO trial.
Oh, okay.
So other people, other co-defendants on their trial it became one big trial. So everything was brought together from what I'm gathering and what I'm understanding. It became a RICO trial, not just a murder trial for my son.
Let me ask you this though. Do you think it would have been better if they wouldn't have did the RICO and just charged them individually, or you know what I mean?
As I sit back and analyze and think, I think it would have been better.
Yeah.
So I don't know what decision they reached, but you know, for us as a family, we were just glad that we had gotten into some type of resolution in this case.
Right.
So if we was like, okay, the RICO, and why not? And these questions get answered to me all the time. People ask me that question all the time. Do we think it would have been better if it was just been the murder with Donovan Thomas and him not being brought into the RICO trial?
Yeah, exactly.
And as I sit back today and analyze, I think we would have got a better outcome. Instead of sitting there going through that process. Because some of the people, as you know, that were in the courtroom were not on Donovan's case. So some of those guys in their courtroom,
the defendants,
right? Yeah, those co-defendants, they were not on Donovan's case. They were a part of the RICO trial.
Exactly. That's why I asked them. Do you think it would be better if they would have just?
I think so. And it was hard for us as a family sitting there, just going through that process. And I think it was another person that they were accused of unaliving. His name was Peanut also. I'm not sure if you followed the case, but there's another young man there.
Brinks?
Yeah, Brinks, yes. You know, I know. I met his mom through the process Chandra. Okay. And they were responsible for his death also. From what I was told. Okay. Yeah. And his son, he was little there because I never forget Miss Love and Melody A. They always, distinguished them by Little Nut and Big Nut because my son was much bigger. And the other little guy, he was real small frame petite.